whole thing? That's gonna get loud again.
Hi, baby. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
You have no part. Where did that happen?
All right.
On my bed. I don't know.
Welcome to the class of 2013 graduates and all those family and friends who have supported them. Thank you for being with us today. You've been an important part of the graduates' success. I'd like to take a moment to wish a happy Father's Day to all of our special dads. Thank you for being with us here today and for contributing such fine young people to the world.
Amen.
Also, to those of you who are not fathers yet, congratulations on mastering birth control. Keep up the good work. At this time, I'd like to welcome our ceremony's special guest speaker. He is both special and a guest. He has been many places and done many things, which have led to some pretty wild and inappropriate stories, like the hooker in the Home Depot parking lot, which, God willing, he won't share with you today. Please join me in welcoming all the way from Reno, Nevada, the second oldest person here, Grandpa John.
Wake up with me after this. You gotta tell me that story.
So there was this hooker. Welcome to the graduating class of 2013. I think this is usually the spot that the principal gets. And the principal always takes a lot of time. Because even though he's done all this, he doesn't know that nobody is listening. And nobody is going to remember anything he said, which freed me up a lot. So there was this hooker in the Home Depot.
God, I love high school.
That's it. Looks like somebody sat on this. Anyway, the principal gets to speak at the graduation because this is the last chance the high school gets at you. In case they forgot anything, he gets to tell you. And usually it's kind of, you know, sometimes thinly veiled, I told you so, because you're about to be released into the world where they told you all about flipping burgers and McDonald's and all the trouble you're going to have. And so here you go, they're cutting you loose into the real world. And of course, you know, you're going to start living your life now, but you've been living your life for the last 18 years. This is your life that you're living right now, and it will continue to be your life after high school, so that's good. There's a... No, there's kind of a... this always cracks me up because some people, especially educators, have the concept that you're done. Like you're a little batch of cupcakes, you know, you're done now. And as you may know, you're never done. Yeah. Take it from the old guy. You're not done till they figure out what they're going to do with the body. You got a ways to go before you're done. Then he'll say something about, you know, as you look back on your time in high school, you're not going to look back on your time in high school that much. Not any more than you look back on your time in grade school. The jocks look back a lot. But, you know, the rest of us kind of move on. So, as you look back on your time in high school, realize that by the time you get to my age, you won't remember your time in high school. And then they'll talk about...
You won't remember yesterday.
So that's yours.
That's the oldest person here.
They'll talk about the future. Your future is ahead of you. And there again, your future is always ahead of you. The poets of my age, Fleetwood Mac would say, "Don't stop thinking about tomorrow," and Jim Morrison would say, "The future's always, future's near, and so's death." And anyway, the future is a nice thing to have, but the really important thing that we all have, whether you're a high school graduate or a guy that graduated 51 years ago now, is what you got is today. The future is nice to have, it's important. Today is what's important. That's what we all have, no matter what your age is. Enjoy the day, make the most of it. I read something yesterday that at the time I didn't think it made much sense for graduation, but the more I thought about it, I thought, I kind of like this. It's the author is talking about the eternal debate between nature and nurture. What do we come into the world with, and what do we develop? And it says the brain is like a book, the first draft of which is written by the genes during fetal development. No chapters are complete at birth, and some are just rough outlines waiting to be filled in during childhood. But not a single chapter, be it on sexuality, language, food preferences, or morality, consists of blank pages on which a society can inscribe any conceivable set of words. Nature provides a first draft, which experience then revises. Built-in does not mean unmalleable, it means organized in advance of experience. And I thought, yeah, that's the way it is. It's your life is now organized, waiting experience. So enjoy the hell out of it, kid.
Totally okay. Too early.
No. Those first beat falls always during the principal's.
Thank you. Happy graduation, Miss Summer Band.
Thank you. What a delightful and inspiring message. At this time, we'd like to invite the graduates, friends and family. Nope. Yep. That's right.
I'm sinking into the
Join
ground
us
on my
in the presentation of the 2013 class song, written and performed today by a man we all know and love, who never remembers to introduce himself when he plays with his amazing and talented band, Tigrilla. Where'd he go? There he is.
Are you recording this?
I got it.
And it's coming back. Yeah.
He really likes me.
You want me to go with you?
New song written just 35 minutes ago.
Don't film anything yet. I ain't ready. I'm fucking crazy in this movie. Shit.
Or this.
I need you to take this.
Hide that.
I can't. I'm
Can't
hiding
hide
it behind the coffee right now.
Oh my god. I'm doing this.
Alright, now I'll take
This.
Can't even hear you. I just want to say congratulations to you. Woo! You did your shit, girl. I'm proud of you.
Can't tell which one's mine.
doesn't matter.
Who was the one who told you, little girl, about excess? Who crushed all your hopes and dreams? right over there on the bench press. I know you're part deaf and you should listen more. Girl, you need to watch your step before you avoid the floor. You're always the last in life, always first in love. Little girl, you're gonna do just fine without any of us. It's just the way it is, I guess. So tell me who it was. I'll tell you no, not I. And when you look back on me, keep your hopes high. Tell me who it really was. No, not I. But when you look back on me, keep your hopes high.
I don't know where this was. Just put it here.
Yeah.
Let's go in here.
Thank you for that delightful and inspiring message. Now we take a moment to acknowledge all the time and hard work that goes into being a graduate by welcoming our 2013 class valedictorian. This is the graduate who has accomplished the most, achieved the highest honors among our distinguished graduates, and is, of course, driven to overachieve, as evidenced by his volunteering to be the class valedictorian and give a speech, while the rest of you were just content with showing up. Please welcome our 2013 class valedictorian, Evangelos Lindley.
Yeah!
Thank you, I appreciate that message.
You look fucking awesome. That's how you're going out on stage.
This is almost the outfit I wore on stage last night, and I regret it. Thank you to everyone that went. Alright, good evening students, teachers, parents, staff, district members, grandparents, extended family, unrelateds, the rest of Tigrilla, and the graduating class of 2013. My name is Evangelos Lindley, and I am humbled and honored to be your valedictorian. Today, we celebrate the ending of one chapter of our lives and the beginning of the rest of the book. We're at the point now where, as a reader, we've gotten past the long, extremely boring part where every character is introduced, only to be forgotten or never mentioned again. The setting is spelled out, only to be changed as the story moves forward. And the protagonist is clearly established, with a smart-ass sidekick or two. But this is a different kind of story. This is not one you read in your spare time, or even one you have to read in English against your will. There is no set plot, no publishers, it can't possibly be abridged or set in a different language, and you can't skip pages. It'll take too long to make an audiobook with a celebrity reading it, all simply because the story isn't finished. The main character is you. Just as in my story, it's me. This is a first person in a different sense. The I is happening right now. You might consider it second person, but who the hell ever reads a book for their leisure like that? And sadly, as much as we'd all love it to be, there is no omniscient side at all. There is only one thing we can ultimately control: ourselves. Everything and everyone else around us has the potential to be devastatingly unpredictable. In spite of that sole fact, there is a hidden gem. Unpredictability is often used as a denotative term for when things don't go your way and all hell breaks loose. But it can also be that little spark of change that may change your life in the way you need. Friends may come and go, love may thrive and dwindle, and the most important people in our lives could suddenly disappear. Those events in our lives shape us, teach us how to deal with those sorts of situations, and remind us that we can make it through anything. All of those have happened to me, and it could very well happen again. It all has the potential of happening to you, and when it does, don't run away in fear. Instead, embrace it. Unpredictability is that little bit of rock and roll in life that is exciting. The first few times, I will admit, it does totally suck. But when you're on your game and you learn to have a good time and you roll with the punches, that's what life teaches you to deal with. Keep this in mind when you're entering the real world. When you're looking for jobs or trying to keep one, raising a family, keeping yourself sane. I know as part of the graduating class of 2013, I've done almost none of these things in a conventional sense. But I see the adults around me in these situations who deal with the unpredictability both well and not so well. These adults, ranging from my peers at the legal age of 18, to all of the parents I've grown up with and around, whose ages I will withhold, as I'm sure they would like me to. All have their own way of dealing with unpredictability. Some deal with it with a drink or three. Some take it out on the people around them. Some hold it inside, and some blog about it endlessly. That was not just directed at you. You remember the graduate has one too, right? That I follow painfully. Whoa, you got good memorization.
Now I lost my point.
That's karma. How you deal with it is up to you. Life will throw every sucker punch it can at you, but it's just as easy for you to keep your head up high and carry on strong. As my parting words, I know, this is finally ending, I leave you with this. The world owes you nothing. Show the world what you have to offer and don't compromise for anyone or anything. Raise your middle finger to the people who tell you you can't do something because of who you are or what you believe in. Follow those guidelines and your world will embrace you. In the words of the man Alexson wanted to debate me in the movie theater, if he was Leonard Nimoy or Spock, live long and prosper. Thank you, class of 2013. Good night.
I want evidence, y'all were here.
For her blog.
Thank you. What a delightful and inspiring message. At this time, we will begin the presentation of diplomas to the class of 2013. We do ask you not to hold your applause until the graduates have all been announced. Feel free to make a ruckus. This won't take long.
It will not.
We apologize in advance for any mispronunciations. We also apologize for not being able to actually present you with a diploma because LAUSD lost it. Surprise! So now to present the graduates, please welcome one of our favorite unemployed college dropouts, Jonathan Nell.
All right. So, these are the graduating students of 2013. Mr. Albino. Mr. Ben Dover. Mr. Mike Hawk. Mr. Dick Hertz. Mr. Mike Hunt. Mr. Haywood Jablomi. Alex and Nell. Evan Lindley. Philip McCrevis. Miss Tess Tickle. And Francis Zumbro. And Emma Davis. Thank you.
Stand up. This is going to be the point where you get to do that thing. Wait for it. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, I present to you the class of 2013. I'd just like to take a final moment to offer some heartfelt and meaningful thoughts for the future graduates. Hopefully you'll take this delightful and inspiring message with you into your promising future and let it guide you throughout your life. A little special note to my graduate.
Aww.
Blinkers are not optional. Neither are underwear. That's all I can teach you. We love you and we are incredibly proud of you, and we just wanted to be sure you knew it in the most publicly humiliating way possible. As is tradition.
As is tradition.
Love you. Thank you for being with us today, and thank you to everyone who stepped up and played a part in the ceremony, planning its execution, especially Blythe and Jonathan for coming up with the idea. You can thank them later.
Thank you.
Finally, we'd like to invite you all to stay and share some cake with the graduate and her family following her recessional. And please feel free to join her in the recession in a disorderly manner.
I like big butts and I can't not lie. Just like a real graduation.
He owns a Zune.
Gotta give me one of these.
What the hell laugh is that?